Chapter 1. Mystery Girl. It all began on a beautiful morning. It was spring in Whistler, Canada. Whistler is a pretty village. It is in the mountains of British Columbia. There was a café in the village. It had tables outside. A young man sat at one of the tables. He finished his breakfast, he drank his coffee, he looked up at the blue sky. He felt the warm sun on his face. The young man's name was Alex. Alex was a happy man. A waiter came to his table. "More coffee?" he asked. "Yes, great," said Alex. He gave his coffee cup to the waiter. The waiter looked at the camera on the table. "On vacation?" he asked. "Where are you from?" "San Francisco," Alex said. He laughed. "But I am not on vacation. I am working. I am a travel writer. I am writing a book about mountains in North America. I have some great pictures of your mountain." The two men looked up at Whistler Mountain. It was behind the village. It looked very beautiful in the morning sun. "Do you travel a lot, then?" asked the waiter. "All the time," Alex said. "I write books, and I write for travel magazines. I write about everything. Different countries, towns, villages, rivers, mountains, people." The waiter looked over Alex's head. "There's a girl across the street," he said. "Do you know her?" Alex turned his head and looked. "No, I don't." "Well, she knows you, I think," the waiter said. "She is watching you very carefully." He gave Alex a smile. "Have a nice day." He went back into the café. Alex looked at the girl across the street. She was about 25 years old. She was very pretty. "She is watching me," Alex thought. Then the girl turned and looked in one of the shop windows. After a few seconds, she looked back at Alex again. Alex watched her. "She looks worried," he thought. "What is she doing? Is she waiting for somebody?" Suddenly the girl smiled. Then she walked across the street. She came to Alex's table and sat down. She put her bag down on the table. The bag was half open. "Hi, I'm Susan," she said. "Do you remember me? We met at a party in Toronto." "Hi, Susan," said Alex. He smiled. "I'm Alex. But we didn't meet at a party in Toronto. I don't go to parties very often, and never in Toronto." "Oh," the girl said, but she did not get up or move away. "Have some coffee," said Alex. The story about the party in Toronto was not true, but it was a beautiful morning and she was a pretty girl. Maybe it was a party in Montreal or New York, he thought. The girl laughed. "Okay, maybe it was. And yes, I'd love some coffee." When she had her coffee, Alex asked, "What are you doing in Whistler? Or do you live here?" "Oh, no," she said. "I am just traveling through." "I am a travel writer," Alex said, "and I am writing a book about famous mountains." "That's interesting," she said, but her face was worried, not interested. She looked across the road again. A man with very short white hair walked across the road. He was about 60 years old. He was tall and thin. The girl watched him. "Are you waiting for someone?" asked Alex. "No," she said quickly. Then she asked, "Where are you going next?" "To Vancouver for 3 or 4 days," he said. "When are you going?" she asked. "Later this morning," he said. There was a letter on the top of the girl's half-open bag. Alex could see some of the writing. He read it because he saw the word Vancouver, and he read, "And we can meet at the Empress Hotel, Victoria, Vancouver Island, on Friday afternoon." So she is going to Vancouver too, he thought. Suddenly the girl said, "Do you like movies?" "Movies? Yes, I love movies," he said. "Why?" "I know a man and he loves movies and going to the cinema," she said slowly. "People call him Mr. Hollywood." She smiled at Alex. "Can I call you Mr. Hollywood too?" Alex laughed. "Okay," he said. "And what can I call you?" She smiled again. "Call me Mystery Girl," she said. "That's a good name for you." said Alex. Just then, the man with white hair came into the cafe. He did not look at Alex or the girl, but he sat at a table near them. He asked the waiter for some breakfast. Then he began to read a magazine. The girl looked at the man. Then quickly she looked away again. "Do you know him?" Alex asked her. "No," she said. She finished her coffee quickly and got up. "I must go now," she said. Alex stood up too. "Nice to," he began. But the girl suddenly took his face between her hands and kissed him on the mouth. "Drive carefully, Mr. Hollywood. Goodbye," she said with a big, beautiful smile. Then she turned and walked quickly away. Alex sat down again and watched her. She walked down the road and into a big hotel. Now what? Thought Alex. What was that all about? The man with white hair watched Alex and waited. After 4 or 5 minutes, Alex finished his coffee. He took his books and his camera and left the cafe. His car was just outside the girls' hotel. He walked slowly along the street to it. The man with white hair waited a second. Then, quickly, he followed Alex. From a window high up in the hotel, the girl looked down into the road. She saw Alex and the man with white hair about 50 yards behind him. Alex got into his car. The man with white hair walked quickly to a red car across the street. 5 seconds later, Alex drove away in his blue car. The red car began to follow him. When the girl saw this, she smiled. Then she went to put some things in her travel bag. Chapter 2. A Hand in the Back. That evening, Alex was in his hotel room in Vancouver. He could not stop thinking about the girl in the Whistler Café. Why did she come and sit with him? She did not know him. The story about a party in Toronto was not true. She was worried about something. But what? And that kiss. It was nice, of course. But why did she do it? Maybe she liked my face, Alex thought, or my brown eyes. But I am not going to see her again. So, it doesn't matter. Forget it. He put some money in his pocket and went downstairs to the hotel restaurant. But there were no free tables, so he walked down to Gastown and found a restaurant there. After dinner, he went for a walk. Vancouver was a friendly city. Alex liked walking through Gastown and Chinatown. He liked looking in the shops and watching the people. It was nearly dark now. It was a busy time of the evening. There were a lot of cars and a lot of people. After a time, Alex began to walk back to his hotel. He came to a busy street. He waited with a small crowd of people to go across. A tall woman in a blue dress stood next to him. She turned and smiled at him. "It is the first warm evening of spring," she said. "It is nice to be out after the long, cold winter." "Yes," said Alex, "it's great." Suddenly there was a hand on his back. The hand pushed Alex into the road. Alex fell on his face in front of a big green car. People screamed. But the green car stopped only inches from Alex's head. The woman in the blue dress ran into the road and pulled Alex to his feet. "Are you okay? What happened?" she said. The driver of the green car shouted angrily at Alex, but Alex did not hear him. "Somebody pushed me," he said to the woman. "I didn't fall. Somebody pushed me." "Pushed you?" said the woman. "Who? I didn't see anybody." Alex looked at the faces of the people near him, but he did not know them. Then he saw a man's back. The man was tall and thin. He had very short white hair. He walked quickly away down the street. He did not look back. "Hey, you!" Alex shouted. "Wait!" But the man did not stop. He was soon lost in the crowds. "Did he push you?" asked the woman in the blue dress. "I don't know," Alex said. "Do you know him?" she asked. "I don't know his name," Alex said, "but I know that short white hair. Now where did I see it before?" The woman began to move away. I must get home, she said. Are you okay now? Yes, I'm okay, Alex said. And thanks. Thanks for your help. That's okay, the woman smiled. Be careful now. Back in his hotel, Alex sat on his bed and thought. It was an accident. It was an accident. Nobody pushed me. Nobody wants to kill me. And there are hundreds of men in Vancouver with white hair. It was 1 a.m. But Alex could not sleep. He listened to the cars on the road. He looked at the night sky through his hotel room window. Then, he sat at the table and tried to write some more of his book about mountains, but he could not think about his work. He got back into bed. There were 4 or 5 magazines in the hotel room. They were not very interesting, but Alex sat in bed and opened one. He saw a photo of Mystery Girl. He looked at the picture very carefully. Yes, it was her. Susan, the girl from the Whistler Café. She was next to a man of about 50 or 55. They were in the garden of a big, expensive house. They smiled at the camera. They looked very happy. Canadian millionaire John Davis and his daughter Lisa, it said under the picture, at their home in Toronto. Lisa Davis, not Susan, not Mystery Girl. Lisa Davis, the daughter of a millionaire. Alex read it again. Why did she come and sit with me in the cafe at Whistler, he thought. Millionaire daughters do not sit with strangers in cafes and then give them a big kiss when they leave. Why did she do it? What did she want? He thought back to the cafe in Whistler. He thought about the girl next to him at the table. Then he remembered something. He remembered a man at a table near them in the cafe. A tall, thin man about 60 years old. A man with very short white hair. Alex did not sleep much that night. Chapter 3. A Walk in the Park. The next day was Thursday. Alex stayed in his hotel room. He wrote about mountains all morning. Then he drove to Stanley Park in the afternoon. He sat and read a book for an hour. Then he went for a walk under the tall trees. There was nobody here. It was quiet. He could walk and think. He thought about Lisa Davis. He thought about the man with white hair. Did he know Lisa Davis? Did she know him? He remembered Lisa Davis's last words. Drive carefully, Mr. Hollywood. Why did she say that? Why did she call him Mr. Hollywood? He did not understand any of it. Suddenly he heard a noise. That was a gun, he thought. There's somebody in the trees with a gun. Then something hit the tree over his head. Somebody is shooting at me, Alex thought. He turned and ran. Somebody began to run after him. Alex ran through the trees. There was no sun in here. It was half dark. There were no people. Nobody helped him. I must get to my car, Alex thought. I must find some people. The police. He ran on. He could still hear the gunman behind him. So he ran faster. After 3 or 4 minutes, he stopped and listened. It was all quiet. Alex was afraid. What is happening, he thought. Why is somebody shooting at me? First, a hand pushes me in front of a car. And now somebody is shooting at me. He waited another second or two. Then he walked quickly back to his car. He was very careful. He looked and listened all the time, but nobody came out of the trees. Nobody shot at him. Then he saw people, women with young children, some boys play football, 2 men with a dog. He began to feel better. Nobody can shoot me now, he thought. Not with all these people here. 10 minutes later, he was back in his car. There was a letter on the window. Alex read it. It said, I am going to kill you, Mr. Hollywood. Alex drove to the nearest police station. He waited for half an hour. Then, a tired young policeman took him into a small room. Alex told his story. The policeman wrote it all down. So what are you going to do? Asked Alex. Nothing, said the policeman. Nothing, said Alex. But somebody shot at me. Mr. Lords, the policeman said tiredly, how many people are there in this town with guns? I don't know, said Alex. But you didn't see the gunman. Was it a man, a boy, a woman, color of eyes, long hair, short hair? You don't know. Because you didn't see anybody. Maybe it was an old girlfriend. Maybe somebody doesn't like your travel books, Mr. Lords. But what about the man with white hair and Whistler? Said Alex. The girl, Lisa Davis, called me Mr. Hollywood in the cafe, and this man heard her, and now I get a letter to Mr. Hollywood in my car. Who is this Mr. Hollywood? We all want answers to our questions, Mr. Lords, the policeman said, but we don't always get them. Questions, but no answers, Alex thought. Alex walked out of the police station and drove to his hotel. He was angry and afraid. How did the man with white hair find me in Vancouver, he thought. Did he follow me from Whistler? Is he following me now? Maybe he is staying at my hotel too, in the next room with his gun. Chapter 4. The Man with White Hair. Alex stopped his car in front of the hotel. He looked carefully before he got out, but there was nobody with white hair near the hotel. He half ran through the hotel doors and went to the desk inside. I am looking for a man with very short white hair, he said to the woman behind the desk. He is staying here, I think. He is about 60 years old, and he is tall and thin. The woman did not look very interested. There are a lot of visitors in the hotel, she said. Do you know his name? No, I don't, Alex said. He is a friend of a friend, you see. He arrived in Vancouver yesterday, and I must find him. It is very important. Please help me. The woman looked at him. There are 350 rooms in this hotel, she said, and maybe 30 or 40 men with white hair. How can I remember all their names? She turned away to answer a telephone call. Alex walked away from the desk. A drink, he thought. I need a drink. He went into the hotel bar, got a drink, and sat down at a table. So, what do I do now, he thought. Then he remembered something. The letter was in the girl's half-open bag in the Whistler Café, and we can meet at the Empress Hotel, Victoria, Vancouver Island, on Friday afternoon. And tomorrow is Friday. I am going to Victoria on Vancouver Island, he thought, to the Empress Hotel. Alex had dinner in the hotel that evening. He finished eating and got up from his table. He saw the man with white hair. Alex moved quickly. The man was at the hotel desk. Alex could see the white head above the other heads near the desk. Excuse me, said Alex. He pushed past the people in the hotel restaurant. A small boy ran in front of him. Alex ran into him. The boy and Alex fell down on the floor. The boy began to cry. Hey, said a woman behind Alex. I am very sorry, said Alex. He got up and helped the boy to his feet. Are you okay? He asked the boy. Be more careful next time, said the woman. Alex moved away quickly. But when he looked back at the hotel desk, he could not see the man with white hair. He pushed through the crowd of people. That man, he shouted at the woman behind the desk. That man with short white hair, where did he go? The woman looked at Alex. Mr. Barnes, she said. I don't know. Barnes, is that his name? Said Alex. What is his room number? I am sorry, I cannot tell you that, the woman said. But I need to, began Alex. The woman turned away to answer the telephone. After a second or two, Alex went upstairs to his room. Barnes, he thought. Does Lisa Davis know Mr. Barnes? I need some answers, and I need them quickly. Chapter 5. Vancouver Island. Tsawwassen was about 23 miles south of Vancouver. Alex drove there in his car the next morning for the one ferry to Vancouver Island. Every 5 minutes he looked behind him. The road was busy. Black cars, white cars, red cars, green cars. Maybe Barnes is in one of them. At Tsawwassen, Alex drove his car onto the ferry. There were a lot of cars and crowds of people. Alex got out of his car and walked up and down the ship. He looked for a man with white hair, but he did not see one. Soon the ferry began to move. Alex felt better. He found the ferry restaurant and got something to eat. More people came in. Alex looked at the faces of all the older men. Some had hats on. So, he looked for somebody tall and thin, but there was nobody. Maybe he is not on the ferry, Alex thought. Maybe he is back in Vancouver. Later, Alex walked around the ship again. Once, he thought he saw a man with white hair in the crowds, but he could not be sure. 90 minutes after leaving Tsawwassen, the ferry arrived at Swartz Bay on Vancouver Island. Alex went back down to his car. Swartz Bay was 20 miles north of Victoria. Alex drove quickly. Again, he looked behind him every 4 or 5 minutes. Once, he saw a red car about 200 yards behind him. Did I see that car on the road from Vancouver to Tsawwassen? He thought. He drove more slowly, but the red car still stayed 200 yards behind him. Alex could not see the driver's face or hair. Soon he was in the busy streets of Victoria. Alex did not see the red car behind him again. Victoria was a city of gardens and beautiful old buildings. Alex liked Victoria very much, but today he was not interested in gardens or buildings. He found the Empress Hotel, went inside, and walked across to the desk. "Can I help you?" a young man asked. "I am meeting a friend here this afternoon," said Alex. "Miss Davis." "Davis," said the young man. "Wait a minute." He went away and came back. "Sorry, but there is no Miss Davis staying here." Alex took something from his pocket. It was a photograph of Lisa and her father from the magazine. "This is her," he said. The young man looked at the picture. "Oh, right, you mean John Davis' daughter," he said. "She is not staying here, but I saw her 10 or 15 minutes ago. She was with somebody, a man." "He asked me about the tea room," said the young man. "The tea room?" said Alex. The man with short white hair was tired. He could not sleep, and he could not eat. He thought about only one thing all the time. He drove, and he watched, and he waited, and he followed. When he drove into Victoria, the streets were busy. Suddenly, he lost the blue car in front of him. Angrily, he drove around the city, past all the big hotels. "I must find him," he said. "I must do it today." Then he saw the Empress Hotel. In the street outside it, he saw a blue car. He drove past the hotel, left his car, and ran back down the street. He went across the road and walked past the downstairs windows. There was a big room with tables and chairs and a lot of people. He looked carefully at all the faces. "There she is," he said. Suddenly there were 2 men with the girl. He could not see their faces, only the backs of their heads, but one of the men was in a green shirt. "Mr. Hollywood?" the man said and smiled. "Goodbye, Mr. Hollywood," he thought. All in the street turned to look at him, but the man did not see them. He walked up to the doors of the hotel and put a hand into his pocket. Inside, the gun was cold and hard. Chapter 6. A Tea Party. Lisa looked through the doors of the tea room in the Empress Hotel. Lisa Davis sat at a table with a man. The man was about 30, or maybe a year or 2 younger. He was tall and brown from the sun. He wore a white shirt, white trousers, and white shoes. He said something to Lisa, and she laughed. She looked very happy. A waiter came up to Alex. "Can I get you some tea?" he asked. "No thanks," said Alex. "I am with the 2 people over there." He walked across to Lisa's table. "Hello, mystery girl," said Alex. Remember me? We met at Whistler. Your name was Susan then, but maybe today it is Lisa Davis." Lisa Davis looked up at him. "Oh," she said. Her face went red. "Who is this, Lisa?" asked the man. "This is Alex," said Lisa. "Alex, this is Tom Baker." "Sometimes called Mr. Hollywood," said Alex. "Maybe," said Tom. "But how did you know that?" "I guessed," said Alex, "and I think I am beginning to understand. Can I ask you a question, Mr. Baker? Does somebody want to kill you?" Tom Baker's face went white. "Kill me? What are you talking about?" asked Lisa. "Before I tell you, answer this question, please," said Alex. "You called me Mr. Hollywood in Whistler, and you wanted the man at the next table, the man with white hair, to hear you, is that right?" Lisa Davis did not answer at first. Then she said quietly, "Yes." "Why?" asked Alex. "I wanted him to follow you and not me," she said. "Why?" Alex asked again. "I think he is a detective," said Lisa, "and I think he is working for my father. I saw him soon after I left Toronto. He followed me." Lisa put her hand on Tom Baker's arm. "My father does not like Tom. A month ago he told me not to see Tom again. I am not happy, and he knows that. I think he guessed that I was meeting Tom, and now he wants to find Tom and stop him from seeing me." "Stop him?" said Alex. "Or kill him?" "No," Lisa Davis said. "Daddy doesn't—" "The man with white hair pushed me in front of a car in Vancouver," Alex told her, "and he shot at me in Stanley Park." "What?" said Lisa. "Tell me about this man with white hair," Tom Baker said suddenly, looking at him. "He is about 60 and he's tall and thin," he said. "Do you know his name?" asked Tom. "Barnes," said Alex. Tom Baker suddenly looked ill. Did he follow you to Victoria? Did he follow you here?" "I don't know," said Alex. He watched Tom. "You are afraid of him. Why? Why does this man Barnes want to kill you?" Before Tom Baker could answer, Lisa's face went white. "Oh no," she said. Look over there by the door." Alex and Tom Baker turned to look at the door of the tea room. In the doorway stood the man with white hair. He looked up and down the room. Then he saw them. He began to walk across to their table. His hand was in his pocket. For a second or two, the three people at the table did not move. Then Tom Baker jumped to his feet. "That is Mr. Hollywood," he screamed. "That man there." He pointed at Alex. The man's hand came out of his pocket with a gun. "This is for Sarah," he shouted. Alex moved very fast. The tea table went over. Alex was down on the floor in a second. The shot went over his head. Lisa screamed at the same time. Tom Baker shouted out and put a hand on his arm. There was blood on his white shirt. Then more people began to scream. Two waiters pulled the man with white hair down onto the floor. "Get the police," somebody shouted. Chapter 7. At the police station. It was 7:30 p.m. Alex and Lisa were in a room at the police station. The man called Barnes was in a different room with 3 detectives. There was a doctor with him too. Tom Baker was at the hospital. The door opened. The detective came in with 2 cups of coffee. He put them down on the table and turned to go out again. "Detective Miller?" Lisa said. "Did the hospital call? Is Tom going to be all right?" Detective Miller said, "Yes, he is going to be okay." "Can I call the hospital now?" asked Lisa. "I'd like you to wait," said Detective Miller. "Detective Johnson is going to be here in a minute. He is just coming from the airport." He looked through the open door. "Ah, here he is now." A second detective came into the room. Behind him was a tall man with dark hair. Lisa stood up quickly. "Daddy," she cried, "what are you doing here?" "The police called me," said John Davis, "and I flew here at once. Detective Johnson met me at the airport. Now sit down, Lisa. I want you to listen to me." He did not look at Alex. Lisa sat down. Her father took her hands. "Lisa, last week, Gary Barnes came to my house. He wanted to talk about his daughter. You remember Sarah, Lisa? 3 months ago, she jumped off a bridge in Boston and died. She was young, beautiful, and rich, and she did not want to live. Why? Because she loved a man, and the man took her money, ran away, and left her. And the man was called—" "No," said Lisa. "No." "Yes, Lisa. Yes, he was called Mr. Hollywood." "No," shouted Lisa. She began to cry. "That is right, Miss Davis," said Detective Johnson quietly. "To you he gave the name Tom Baker. When Sarah Barnes knew him, he was called Corey Brooke, but he liked all his girlfriends to call him Mr. Hollywood. He took nearly $50,000 from Sarah Barnes, and there was a girl before that." "No, it's not true," Lisa shouted. "It is true, Lisa," said her father. "Baker gets all his money from rich men's daughters. Gary Barnes loved his daughter. He went to her house in Boston after she died. He read her letters and learned about the money and the name Mr. Hollywood. And when he came to my house, I told him about you, Lisa. I said, 'My daughter has got a new boyfriend, and she calls him Mr. Hollywood. I do not like him, but I cannot stop her. She is going away to meet him next week, I think. What can I do?' Gary put his hand on my arm, and he said, 'Do not be afraid for your daughter. I am going to find that man and stop him.'" Lisa said nothing. Her face was very white. For a minute or two, nobody spoke. Then Detective Miller said, "Barnes told us all about it, Miss Davis. He followed you to Whistler and saw you with Alex." Alex began to understand. "With me in the café. And Lisa called me Mr. Hollywood." John Davis looked at Alex. "You are the travel writer guy, right?" "Alex Lords," said Alex. "Barnes nearly killed me. He shot at me twice." But John Davis was not very interested in Alex. He looked at his daughter again. "How much money did you give him, Lisa?" he said. I gave him $25,000, said Lisa. "Only for 2 or 3 months," he said. Then she began to cry again. "Well, you can say goodbye to that money," said Davis angrily. "What is going to happen to Barnes?" Alex asked. Detective Miller said, "Hospital, I think." "Okay, he shot at you, and about 50 people saw him, but he is not a good man. The doctors are going to put him away in a hospital." John Davis stood up. "Okay, Lisa, I am going to take you home. My plane is waiting at the airport." Lisa followed her father to the door. Then she remembered Alex. She turned. "I am sorry," she said. "I got you into all this. I called you Mr. Hollywood. That was wrong, but I didn't know." "It is okay," said Alex. "You know everything now, and it is better to learn it now than later." $50,000 later, she said. Chapter 8. A Nice Smile. Alex took the evening ferry back to Vancouver. He was tired and hungry, so he went down to get some dinner in the ferry restaurant. The restaurant was busy. There was only one free table. Alex sat down quickly and began to eat. "I must get back to work tomorrow," he thought, "and forget about millionaire daughters and men with guns." "Excuse me," somebody said. "Can I sit with you?" Alex looked up. There was a pretty girl next to his table. He got up. "It's okay," he said. "You can have this table. I don't want it." He began to move away. "Please don't go," the girl said. "Stay and finish your dinner." She smiled at him. It was a nice smile. But Alex knew all about nice smiles. "I am not hungry," he said, and he walked quickly out of the restaurant.